Some crimes do not happen in silence. They echo. The story of baby Emmanuel Haro is not just a tragedy of one night, one family, one crime. It is the shadow of a cycle that began long before his final breath, in the broken patterns of abuse, denial, and deception. Hey guys, welcome back to the Way of Truth Tarot. As you just heard in the monologue and the intro, I'm going to be having a bit of a deeper read into baby Emmanuel's case. I'm going to be pulling from tarot, Whispers of the Unsolved, and I want to get some clues about possibly where his remains could be, and I'm going to be using the Places deck for that. So without further ado, let's get this show started. We're going to start with Jake Haro. Cycles of abuse. First question. What deeper psychological or karmic wound fueled Jake's repeated violence toward infants? And as I was shuffling the Magician in reverse, this is somebody who feels so inferior, so incompetent that, and he believes this. And so because he believes this so fully, it just enrages him. And it's almost like what I'm feeling right now. It's almost like the resentment comes out onto the child because the child is provoking these feelings of inadequacy in him. And it's not the child's fault. The child is just demanding what it needs. Food, sleep, diapers changed, whatever it may be. They can't use their words yet. You know. And I'm feeling so much resentment that towards the children for making, in his head, making him feel that way. The Magician in reverse is somebody who does not have, number one, doesn't have the confidence in themselves, in their ability to provide, create, lead. Judgment in reverse. This is also somebody that knows full well that they have a problem. Like, they're aware of that. It's not like he is deluded and in psychosis and doesn't realize his issues. He does. The Judgment card in reverse proves that because it's saying that he does not want to show this side to him in the public so he's not judged, so he can hide. He can hide better. Let's get one more card. The Emperor in reverse, yeah. He has no... This is a dictator. Emperor in reverse is somebody that is so desperate for control because they lack it so much. So the only way that they can lead is to rule with an iron fist, to control, to demean. This is like dictatorship. Someone who cannot be told that what they're doing is wrong. They already know it's wrong, but they still do what they do because that's their outlet. The resentment is his excuse, if you will, his reason to unleash this tyrannical behavior. And he really needs that to make himself feel important, competent. But it's all an illusion. What was he attempting to mask by presenting a normal partner and father even after his prior conviction? Interesting. It was all a plan. 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands. Two of Wands is choosing your path. Literally mapping out what you're going to do. Putting it out there. And then the 3 of Wands is about waiting for your results to come in. So what he was attempting to mask is this calculated this shows intent, right? This shows, okay. Let's get the 3rd card. Justice in reverse. Oh my God, this is disgusting. Okay, so what was he attempting to mask? He was attempting to mask that this wasn't just a one-off, that this is a pattern that he was well aware of throughout his whole life. He knows his triggers. He knows that he knows that how he reacts is completely wrong. And he wants to go on like nothing happened. He wants to perpetuate this facade of him being a normal, nice parent. So he starts planning, what do I need to do? What do I need to say? How do I need to act in order to make people believe that I couldn't be possibly intentionally capable of doing this again? So, very specifically, calculated, he acts a certain way and he waits to see if it works. The Chariot, it does work. What's interesting is this is two opposing forces for a common goal. This is making me feel that society is one of the opposing forces and Jake would be the other opposing force. Together, things worked out so that he could move on with his life and not get any justice. What happened to my thing? Okay, never mind, nothing. I thought it stopped. This is showing specific plans to fool so he could move on in his life and no justice would be served. He wouldn't go to jail. And you could have more kids. Truly unbelievable. You know, I think that if this was written in a story, nobody would believe it. Nobody would believe it. They'd be like, no way. You can't beat a child so badly, a 10-month-old child, have her so disabled because of it, and then move on like nothing happened, not go to jail and have another kid, and then have that kid just, like, truth is stranger than fiction sometimes. Boggles my mind. Okay. We're on to Rebecca Haro. What was Rebecca's true role in Emmanuel's death? Was it a silent witness, reluctant participant, or active co-conspirator? Two of Cups. Oh, partnership. 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 Unfortunately, this card actually is referring to the change that was permanent to baby Emmanuel. They're in it together. In my opinion, she is a co-conspirator because she was still running with the story that he was abducted, even when Jake was showing detectives around the side of a highway, which actually turned out to not be true. But they're now operating on two different stories. But before all this, active participant, absolutely active participant. She could have done a lot to prevent this from happening. She could have done a lot months ago before it even got to this stage. She had so many opportunities, and I know that she's likely abused, but still, it doesn't make it right. Just because she was abused still does not mean she shouldn't be held responsible for her actions. In my opinion, this is absolutely active participant. Let's get one more card. Temperance in reverse. Unbalanced. Rebecca Haro is unbalanced. There's also on this card specifically, there's a bartender pouring drinks, making a martini. This is pointing, and there's also drinks here. So what this is telling me, it may not be alcohol that they are into, but there is an element of some sort of substance that allows their actions to become easier and allows for their higher self, their morals to shine through. It dulls all of that. So it just makes it easier. And the reason why they take that is, because they're addicted, but because it makes these terrible things they do easier. That in and of itself is intent, is showing that they are absolutely in control of their actions in all of this. Spousal abuse is not an excuse. It is not a reason for any of this. Yes, maybe it can allow us to understand why she operates in a certain way. However, it doesn't account for all of it. What motivated her false kidnapping story? What motivated her false kidnapping story? Fear of Jake, fear of the truth, or fear of losing her own freedom? What motivated her false kidnapping story? Yeah, her own freedom. 8 of Cups in reverse would be being stuck, unable to move on. Yeah, she didn't. She wanted her life to stay the same. It's interesting how the 2 of Cups came back out. Yeah. She wanted to move on, like nothing happened, so she could continue in her little world with Jake and whatever substance, and this is apathy. This is like, no, this is like, I pay no mind. Like, I'm literally able to lie and relax on the couch in complete denial, But when you look on this card, there's a sword hanging right over the person, saying that you can never fully run away from this, even if you did get away with it. Yeah, she did not want to get caught. She really felt, in what I'm feeling right now, not necessarily what the cards are telling me, but what my intuition is telling me, is that she truly thought that if she was emotional enough, that she could literally fool everybody. And I got that same feeling when I actually watched her retell that Ola story. What I felt coming from her was that she truly thought she could fool everybody. How did Rebecca's choices escalate the cover up? And what truths might she still be hiding from the investigation? How did Rebecca's choices escalate the cover up? King of Pentacles in reverse. How did Rebecca's choices escalate the cover-up? She came up with this on her own. The story, the Hermit is pointing to going inward and like reflecting, okay? King of Pentacles in reverse is greed. Deception. So basically, her creating that story, one that she truly thought was her ticket, screwed the hell. Like, that was what tipped everybody off. We're like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is a lie. Like, you shouldn't have said anything, kind of thing. I'm feeling like Jake didn't really give a shit what she was going to say as long as she came up with something. She came up with that on her own. And that's what tipped everybody off, because it was so terrible. It was so... She can't lie. Like, she's not skilled at it. Thank God. Oh my gosh, the Two of Cups in reverse. This card keeps coming out. This is saying, because it's in reverse, this is like Two of Cups upright would be the partnership card. And it has been representing Jake and Rebecca this entire time. But now it's in reverse, saying that she came up with this on her own. It had nothing to do with them figuring out what they were going to say as a couple. It was all her. That's how it escalated. Her even coming up with that stupid story. Not even realizing they'd be able to double check all of the evidence. Like the cameras from the Big Five parking lot. Like all of that. She's not a smart lady. Like I'm feeling like she has some sort of learning disability. Like, I'm serious. She's really not smart. And I don't mean that to be giving her hate. I'm just being very honest. Like, I don't think her problem solving skills are actually that adept. Next, we're on to the household dynamics. This is going to be very interesting. What was the emotional climate in the Haro household in the days leading up to Emmanuel's disappearance? Anxiety. 9 of Swords. Tons of anxiety and fast communication. Spiraling. Empress in reverse. The Empress upright is nurturing and all of that. All of the good things that make us women beautiful and forces to be reckoned with in a good way. This is not that. This is the complete opposite. This is selfishness, cruelty, imbalance, not having a voice, not wanting to nurture. So there was a lot of stress and tumultuous energy in the days leading up to when they came up with this story. And that is because they were doing whatever they were doing to the baby. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. Were there warning signs? 2 of Pentacles, yep. A long time of warning signs. Somebody is juggling here with a grenade. And that is essentially how they had been living their life for a long time. It was normal to them. And it was all for show. We are leading up to whatever happened to Emmanuel. They're living a very risky lifestyle. With anger, they're fighting, their substance abuse. But for a while, yes, there were red flags, but they really, really tried to act like nothing was wrong and everything is kosher. But really, they were juggling with grenades. At the expense of the children. Those were the people that were at risk. And they fully knew that. How did Emmanuel's soul experience those final days? And what message might he wish to convey now? So what did Emmanuel's soul experience? This is going to be tough. This is going to be a trigger warning. I don't know what's going to come out, but I don't think it's going to be nice. So just a trigger warning. What did Emmanuel's soul experience those final days, and what message might he wish to convey now? Do you notice a pattern here, people? The Two of Cups kept representing Jake and Rebecca, and now we get the Lovers. Can't ignore these patterns. Okay. What did Emmanuel's soul experience? Eight of Swords. Oh, I hate this picture. The Eight of Swords is about keeping somebody trapped, not letting them escape. He was helpless, literally. He had a disability. He was 7 months old. This is the most vulnerable individual that you could possibly find. And they preyed on him. Okay. Oh my God. The Ace of Wands is representing fire. It's also representing a plan of action. King of Swords in reverse. And this was actually in reverse. This is not a plan of action to create something. This is a plan of action to destroy something. King of Swords in reverse. Inhumane. Inhumane. See how tiny his heart is? He's a dictator. Show me who abused. Show me whose hands did most of the physical abuse. Eight of Pentacles. Strength. True purpose. Strength. Eight of Pentacles is skill development. Learning how to overpower for purpose. So I do believe Jake did most of the abuse. But I feel like this was a sick game between them two. Show me, give me some cards to either confirm or deny what I just said. Oh my God, the Two of Cups again. That is saying it was both of them. Was it both of them? The Three of Cups. Group effort. Yes. I mean, yes, and yes. It was a fucking sick game to them. Oh my God, and right now I'm in my head, I see these two people having a conversation in the living room. Oh, you can't hit him that hard. Like, you don't want to kill him. And then that's when and this was a while ago, and that's when they were like, well, if anything happens to him, we make sure that there's no physical evidence in our home. We'll just say that somebody took him. It happens all the time. Seriously, that is, I see these two people like in a living room, like openly discussing, like it's unreal. Okay. Anything else that Emmanuel's soul experienced those final days that we don't know that could really help? King of Swords again. Ace of Cups in reverse. No love. No love from the King of Swords in reverse. Jake. No love from him. Imbalance and the Tower. Upheaval, devastation, violence. Let's get some whispers. What did Emmanuel's soul experience those final days? Rival competition. So Jake and Rebecca are fighting. Party. Interesting, because the last cards that we got, the Three of Cups, the Two of Cups, they all kind of point to like a celebration type energy. It's also pointing to substance abuse. I think they got really high. They started to fight. And that was going on in between. And there's regret. Royalty. This is like we saw ourselves as above this child, that like this child was our play toy, and I regret getting caught. Assassination. We got like a Republican card. I don't really know what that. Well, I mean, politics. You lie to the public, you portray yourself as something that you're not, to, tell people what you think they want to hear. Okay. Well, guys, I'm going to do a part 2 because I've got a lot more questions. So I'm going to do that. Stay tuned for that. I hope you have a wonderful night. I do need to get out of this energy because it's pretty gross. Just vile, absolutely vile. But before I do, let's just get that final message. What does baby Emmanuel want to convey to us now? After he experienced his short little time on this earth. Experiencing something none of us should ever, 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 ever have to go through by the hands of anybody, especially our parents. Okay, baby, what do you want to say? That poor child. The people that are portrayed, i.e. his parents, that stand up in front of millions of people, they're fools, they're clowns. It's not true. None of it is true. This is what the card looks like upright. This is a political figure, which is interesting because we got the Republican card after what I just said about them being like politicians and lying just because they want to say what they think people want to hear. So this is representing Rebecca and Jake talking to the cameras, but really they're fools because none of what they were saying was true. The Hierophant in reverse is representing society. It's representing authority and how it completely and utterly failed that child. And it happens all the time. Knight of Cups in reverse. This is supposed to be an offer of love. This is something this child never experienced. The people that were supposed to love and take care of him failed him. The society that is supposed to uphold the law failed him. And the love that was supposed to be given to him was also failed. And what he's saying is that there's so many more people out there like Jake and Rebecca that need to be stopped. And we'll be back with part 2 in the next couple days.